Hi everyone, my name is Ashley with Clover Patch Knits, and if you are new to my channel, welcome. If you're returning back to my channel, welcome back to you as well. But if you are new here on this channel, I do talk about everything great and wonderful regarding knit and crochet. So if that's like your new hobby, or you just want to learn about the wonderful world of these hobbies, I know you will love this channel. So on today's podcast episode, I have a few things to show you all that I have been working on and a project update, because you all, when I tell you all, I have been really putting in the work, okay? Because in previous videos I've shared how like a lot of times with my projects I can kind of procrastinate, but 2026 me, I was like, we're not going to be procrastinating anymore. We're actually going to get done with our projects that we have been planning. So I really have been working. So my first project update, I think in my last episode I talked about how I was working on my striped hype sweater by Veronica Lindbergh. I try to put a picture of the pattern up here, but that's the pattern that I've been working on. When I tell you, such an amazing pattern. But I'm going to show you all how far I've gotten with this sweater. So I think last time I recorded, I can't even remember how far I was with the sweater. But you all, I am like probably like 75% done with the sweater. So let me show you. I'm going to try to bag all the way back so y'all can see. So this is the sweater. As you can see, I'm working on my first sleeves. I have the body is complete with my sweater, and I'll have one more sleeve to work on. So, and then I forgot, I have to do my collar as well. So I'll start with the top part. So this is the top part, and I really love this bottom part because, let me see if I can bring it closer to show you all the ribbing. Y'all, when I tell you, it's so much going on with this sweater. It's like yarn going everywhere. My DPNs are going everywhere. So I'm trying to show you all the bottom of the sweater, but if I can get the sweater correctly. So this is how, oh my god, if I can hold it up correctly. So this is how the bottom of the sweater looks. It was a 1x1, I think it's kind of like a, well, I said 1x1 rib. I think it was a twisted rib. I can't remember what it was, but this is the detail. And I love the little accent color on the bottom of my sweater. I think it adds a little extra pop. And then this is the sleeve. So I'm almost done with this sleeve. I'm using double pointed needles for my sleeve, which I love because I used to use circular needles for my sleeve. So I was like, let me try using double pointed needles for the sleeve. And I can say using double pointed needles has been a lot easier for me because, so in previous videos I had shared how like I was thinking about getting the Chagu knitting, or the shorty circular knitting needle set that is such a tongue twister, because I feel like it would be really beneficial when I'm working on my sleeves to have like a really short set of circular knitting needles. But these DPNs have really worked great for this sleeve, and I love it. So I think I'm gonna be a double pointed needle girl when it comes to working on my sleeves. When I say this is such an amazing like sweater, I have to rate this like a 10 out of 10 so far with the pattern. And also I forgot my last podcast episode that I filmed. So when I was working on this sweater, I haven't done a sweater with this type of construction before. So with the sweater, I believe, if I can remember correctly, I worked on my back panel first, and then like made the strap part and like connected it to the back panel, and then worked the remaining of my body down, and then started on my sleeves. I probably explained that super complex, but when I was looking at this pattern, I was like, how am I going to connect the back panel to the front? I was very confused. So I ended up finding a very helpful video, because I am a visual learner. So I found a video where a lady was showing her making the striped pipe sweater, but she was showing like how she connected the back panel to the front and just showing her full process of making the sweater. So then when I saw that video, the light bulb like clicked in my brain. I was like, oh, okay, that's how I'm going to connect the back panel of the sweater to the front. So if you're a visual learner and you've never made a sweater with this type of construction, I will try to put that video in the description box below, because it really helped me when I was making this sweater. Because this sweater construction reminds me, if you've ever made a tank top, because I attempted to make 2 tank tops last year, but one of the tank tops that I tried to make last year, that was the construction where you would work on the back panel, make your straps for the tank top, and then make part of the front of your garment or your tank top, and then connect it right here, and then work the remaining of the body of your garment. So that's how this sweater is going. But if you're a beginner, I promise you, you can do this. The pattern is so well written. But like I said, for me, being a visual learner, having that visual of like seeing how the back and the front was connected was super helpful. But other than that, pattern is a 10 out of 10. And also, let's talk about the fit of this sweater. When I tried the sweater on, it fits like a dream. Like, this is how I would like all of my sweaters to fit. It's amazing fit. I can't wait to wear it. And I love the colors. Like, every time, that's the thing about this sweater, even though it's simple, with me changing colors with the stripes, it's just been such a fun project to work on. And every time I look at it, it makes me smile. And it's one of those projects like you don't want to put down. And it's also one of these projects that you can watch while you're watching like a movie. You can work rather. It's one of the projects that you can work on while you're watching a movie or a TV show. So that is a plus for me, because I try to find projects that I can like, you know, watch a movie with, because sometimes I don't always want to have a pattern that I'm working on that's super complex. Like, I feel like I need that pattern just like a good project to work on while you're watching a show or whatever it may be, or listening to an audiobook. But really, 10 out of 10 pattern. And that's another thing with this, with me finishing the body, I was like able to try on the sweater and I was like, this is going to be a 10 out of 10 sweater just because of how it already fits so perfectly. So I can imagine like when I block this sweater out, it's going to fit even better. Now, the only thing I would say, if you don't like weaving in your ends, you may not like the sweater, because it was a lot of ends to weave in, and I'm not even done with the sweater yet. So I'm still going to have some more ends to weave in, but I told myself that I was going to try to like wait to weave in my ends until my sweater was completely done. I just couldn't do it. Like, it was, but I tell you, with so many ends like flying all over the place when I was trying to work on my sweater, I was like, I gotta weave some of these ends in. Like, this is driving me crazy. So I would just say, if you maybe don't like having like weaving in all the type of ends and stuff in your garment, you may not like the pattern, but I mean, I feel like you could just do what I did and like break up. So you could just start with weaving in half of the ends that you have, and then if you need to wait till you get done with your sweater, then you can just do the remaining. But other than that, I think I said this in the last video, I just hate that I did not make this sweater sooner, because it's just so much fun. And I forgot to mention, the yarn that I'm using for this sweater is the Dusty Yarn Co. I will put the names of the yarn in the description box below, because I can't remember all their names at this moment. But this yarn quality is also amazing. Like, this beautiful yarn, I've had this yarn for probably over a year and a half, and it's just been in my collection. I never used it because for some reason, I was so nervous to start this pattern. Never mind, I take back why I was nervous. I know exactly why I was nervous, because I had never done a sweater with that type of construction. So I was thinking that this pattern was going to be like super challenging and I was going to be confused. But this has been probably one of the easiest sweaters that I have worked on in a good hot little minute, you know. But amazing pattern. So if you need something easy that's fun, that'll bring a smile on your face, add the stripe hype sweater to your project list. And then the next thing that I have been working on, now this is my Ivy sweater by Petite Knit. When I show you all this, I should have put my project on a longer cord, because it looks so scrunched up. Like, this doesn't even look like a sweater. I promise y'all it's gonna turn into a sweater, but it doesn't look like one yet. This, I'm trying to figure out where is the front of my project. Let me see if I can find it. Well, if I can find. So I believe this, I don't know, I'm so confused at this point. I think this is either the back of my project or the front. I don't know. Is it going to be the back of my sweater or the front? It's one of the two, but I love this color. It is so gorgeous. This pattern so far has been pretty easy. Oh, let me show you all the details on the shoulder, because I have not worked on a sweater with detail like this. I'm going to try to see if I can show you all the detail, or hopefully it will show on the camera if you can see the detail. Let's see. So this is how it looks on the shoulder. Do y'all see this little part right here? I think that is so cute. And then it kind of like spreads out. Y'all, I should have put this project on a longer cord, because it's so scrunched up. But I hope you all can see the shoulder details. If not, I'll try to put a picture up so you can see it a little bit better. But I think that is so cute. And when I was working on this shoulder part, so as I'm working on this top part up here, I was like, how is this gonna look? Because like I said, I've never worked on a sweater where it had this type of like detail on the shoulder. I was like, how is this gonna look? But after getting farther into the sweater, I was like, okay, this is really, really cute. And this yarn I'm using is the Drops Air yarn. I also will put the color, the name of the yarn in the description box below. And so far, I really like working with this Drops Air yarn because I've never worked with this yarn brand before, so I was really curious to see how I would like this yarn. So far, every time I put this project like up to my neck, it doesn't feel scratchy or anything, so I'm hoping that when I get done with the sweater, I won't have any like scratchiness and the yarn won't irritate my skin or anything like that. I feel like another thing I'm curious about with this yarn and with this sweater, I wonder how this sweater is going to block out. I wonder, is the sweater going to be a lot more like loose than what I'm thinking, or will it kind of stay in its construction? I hope it kind of loosens up and it's like a flowy sweater. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping this yarn will be super like flowy for me. But I don't know how it will look. Hopefully it'll give me the flowy effect, but I love this project and this color is so beautiful because, as I have shared in my previous video, 2026 me is what I call the year of pink, where a lot of my garments and things and projects that I work on, I would love to incorporate my favorite color, which is pink. And I may include like projects with purple in them as well, but most of my projects that I make for 2026, I would like them to have pink, or the project be full over pink, but mostly I want my projects to at least have a pop of pink in them. So I love this color, and this is like the perfect shade of pink to me. So because this will be my first pink sweater, I believe my first pink sweater. No, I take that back, it is not my first pink sweater. I just remember it. I knit a pink sweater many years ago, but this will be the first pink sweater that I've made in this color shade of pink. So I love it. Pattern has been great. If you're a beginner, I think you can also work on this project as well. So far in the pattern, there hasn't been any spots where I've been like confused. It's been pretty straightforward project. So yeah, if you're a beginner and you also would like a pretty simple, because this is also another project that I can work on with when I'm watching like a TV show or movie. So if you need like a simple project that is going to be pretty well fitted, because I believe this project is going to be another great fitting sweater, because I've made another petite knit, the Monday sweater. When I tell you that is really truly a 10 out of 10 sweater. I've been wearing my Monday sweater so much since it has been cold, and that's my favorite throw-on sweater. So hopefully with this other petite knit sweater that I'm making, the Ivy sweater, it will also be another cute little throw-on sweater that I can have as well. So the next thing I've been wanting to share with you all is my Sewrella sock yarn. So the last podcast episode, I was waiting for that yarn to come in the mail, but this week it finally arrived. So this is the color. You all, these colors are so freaking beautiful. Like, I get 5 skeins of yarn in here, but these colors are so gorgeous. And I know you may be thinking, where is your pink yarn? This isn't any pink yarn in here. It's okay, because so here's the plan that I have with this, because I think this yarn like colors will be really cute to incorporate some pink in here, because I want to make myself some Valentine's Day socks. So if you all have any like Valentine's Day sock patterns that you think are really cute, please put those in the description box below, because I also have some pink, it's like fuchsia sock yarn. So I was debating, like, do I want to make my Valentine's Day socks with the fuchsia yarn that I have, or do I want to use these colors that I have for my Valentine's? I think I'm more so leaning to this color, because I think these will really make some cute Valentine's Day socks. But with this yarn, so this is the Sewrella winter tonal set. When I tell you the whole like tonal, the whole yarn collection that Sewrella had is absolutely beautiful. But this is 75% superwash merino wool and 25% nylon, and you get 87 yards of yarn in this set. So I believe this will be plenty of enough yarn for me to make myself some socks. I haven't made socks like many years ago, so I'm not sure how much yarn I'll need, but I believe this will be enough to at least make myself a pair of socks. And I don't know, maybe I can make like 4 pair. It depends on how I use this yarn, but I love these colors. And I am debating on if, last video I said that I was not going to get any like sweater quantity amount of the yarn because I have enough, But every time I go to the website, it's just so gorgeous, and I am debating on if I want to get some more of the winter tonal colors that Sewrella had, because they are just so gorgeous. And I also think Sewrella yesterday released some more yarn colors, so I may be getting some more sweater quantity yarn from Sewrella. But this is just so gorgeous. And also, I forgot to share with y'all, so my last also podcast episode, I was sharing that I was hoping that it would actually get cold enough for me to wear my Songbird Mittens by Erica Hauser that I had recently finished, because it wasn't cold enough yet. And I was like, I really would like it to get cold. Well, guess what? It got super cold, to the point that we were like experiencing an ice storm. Y'all, it got so crazy. I was like, when I said I wanted it to get cold, this is not what I meant at all, because the ice storm was probably almost like a week and a half ago from when I'm filming, and some people in my area still do not have power. I'm like, that's insane. So if you were affected by the ice storm, I hope that you are safe and okay, because that totally got crazy. But I'm like, on the positive note, at least I got to wear my mittens. But I was like, that is not what I meant when I said I wanted it to get cold. And now the weather is turning back spring again where I live. I'm like, why can't I just have like a full winter season where I can wear all my knits and like mittens that I've made? But hey, that is the perks of living in the South. As I was scrolling on Instagram, as many of us do, you all, a reel popped up, and I promise you, my personal opinion, I think this is one of the most like beautiful sweaters that I have seen in a very long time. I will try to put a video up of the reel that I saw, but this sweater, I wrote it down so I wouldn't forget, but this sweater is called the LilleHammer sweater by Dull Design. Y'all, this is gorgeous. I am debating on if I want to make this sweater, because this, just from the looks of it, this looks like this is going to be a complex pattern, and it's going to challenge me. But the reel that I saw, the person who made the sweater, they said they used Sanders Yarn. It was their pure Gant yarn for the sweater. But from the looks of it, if I decide to make this sweater, I'm scared to make this sweater. It's so beautiful. It looks like, the sweater looks like you could put it in an art gallery. But if I make the sweater, I won't put like any time constraints on myself, because I feel like the sweater is going to take me a while, and this is going to be like a project of love that I work on. Like maybe this will just be my project that I can work on like throughout the year, and maybe this will be like something I work on also in 2027, because it looks complex. I'm not sure the construction of this sweater. I'm not even sure. Maybe you do sticking with this sweater. I have no clue. I believe it is a free pattern, so if I can find the pattern, I will try to put that in the description box below as well. But that's a gorgeous sweater. So if you see this video, if anybody has made the sweater, and you see this video, I want to know, how was the pattern? Did you like working on the sweater? Give me your opinion of how you liked working on the sweater, because it's gorgeous, but I am so scared to work on that pattern, because I'm just like, this looks super complex. Like the Songbird Mittens by Erica Hauser, they look complex, but the pattern was not difficult at all. But with this sweater, I think it's going to be a challenge. But I think it would be good for me to have a sweater that gives me a little bit of a challenge, because so far the projects that I have worked on in 2026 have been pretty easy. Like on the scale of 1 to 10, 10 being most difficult, the patterns that I've been working on this year have been like a 4. Like, so I think I would probably like something that challenges me. But you all, I say that because I feel like if I start working on this pattern and it is as difficult as it looks, if the pattern is as difficult as it looks, I'm not going to enjoy working on that sweater. But I will have to get the pattern, because it may not even be difficult. It may be like the Songbird Mitten pattern, where it looks super like extravagant and just over the top, but actually just an easy pattern. But yeah, if you made the sweater, I want to know, like, did you like it? What did you think of the pattern? Let me know. And another thing I like about this sweater is I believe that you can be like super versatile with the colors. But the video that I saw on Instagram of the person who made the sweater, I love the color that she used. So I don't know if I want to use similar colors if I make the sweater, but I love the colors that she used. So that's also what I want to know. What other color combination do you think would look really good in this sweater? Give me some ideas, because in my last podcast episode, I'd also shared like picking out color combinations when it comes to the sweaters that I make. Like, it's very stressful to me and I hate that process. So yeah, give me like some color combinations as well that you think will look really great in this sweater. And before I end this video, of course, I gotta share with y'all the encouraging quote of the day. So the encouraging quote says, "Walking with a friend in the dark is better than walking alone in the light." And that quote is by Helen Keller. So I hope that quote gave you a little bit of encouragement. And if you made it to the end of the video, thank you so much for watching the full episode. If you enjoyed this episode, you can please give me a like or a subscribe. But until next time, I will see you all later. Bye.